Namaste, DDs. My name is Sherry Sutton, and I am your marketing mentor. I want to talk about niching, and what I mean by niche is creating a small target audience that you're going after with your products and services. A lot of people get really nervous about niching or creating a smaller niche for their products. I just had a very long, amazing strategy chat with one of my new clients. It's called Bentley and Lace, Elizabeth Copeland. She's amazing. We had so much fun working on our marketing strategy today, and this was just phase one. But we spent a lot of time talking about, as you should in any marketing plan, what is your target audience? And is there, is that too broad? Is that too broad based on who you're talking to? So I'll give you an example. So if you say, I am a, I'll pick on myself. I am a marketing coach for women. Okay, well, that's fine, but I can't possibly talk to all women. That doesn't make any sense. I have to talk to women who are entrepreneurs, who are offering, let's say, a service, or, are within a certain geography or something like that. We really need to niche down our products, especially as we start to grow. And that feels counterintuitive because what's happening with her, what happens with a lot of businesses is, we get some initial momentum going, but then we say, okay, I'm ready to grow. So clearly the next best thing for me to do is to add on new markets, right? So bolt on some new products. And sometimes that is very true. However, it's not always true for every kind of business. You really have to spend some time thinking about how big is the market that I'm in right now, and have I completely saturated that market? If you have, then indeed it might make sense for you to go to another market. So I'll give you an example. If you are, let's say you're a family photographer. So she rents dresses to photographers. So let's say you're a family photographer and you are the only photographer in your town, right? Everybody who needs a family portrait has to come to you because there's nobody else. There's just nobody else. You live in a small town, there's nobody else. Okay, so for you, making a smaller audience or niching down your audience doesn't make any sense. What makes more sense for you is to add on a new market for yourself because you'll get in front of more people, right? Because you've sold to all the people you're going to sell to. That is really the only case when niching your market won't work, is when you've completely saturated. And I can promise you the chances of you being in a market that you have completely saturated are very, very small. There is always an opportunity for you to niche down even more than you are now. And here's the benefits of doing that. The first one is you get to really understand your target audience in a way that you can talk to them in exactly the way that they need to be spoken to in order to buy your products. Because the best marketing takes people on a journey from where they are now to where they want to be. So you want to make sure you're being very, very clear on where they are now and where they want to be. And the more defined your market is, the easier it's going to be for you to understand what's happening with them. So let's use an example. Let's say you are a relationship coach, right? And you say, I work with all couples everywhere. Okay, that makes sense. But will you really understand what every couple everywhere in the world could ever possibly have problems with? Well, no, you can't. You're one person, right? I mean, most of you who are listening to me now are solopreneurs or run very small businesses, or you're sort of, even if you have somebody, working the desk at your retail location or something, you're really the ones behind the business. So you can't possibly know what every single couple in every area of the world want to, have problems with. So you say, okay, I'm going to niche down to just folks who are in the United States. Okay, well, that's maybe a little bit better, right? We have certain cultural things in the United States that are going to be problems for couples that aren't otherwise. But again, the chances of you being able to understand everything that every couple in the United States might struggle with is rare, right? You're going to be pulling your hair out trying to read every research, out there possible. But now what if you said, okay, I'm going to work with couples in the United States who where both of them are working. Okay. Well, now we've brought down the niche a little bit more. Now you can speak to those people from a perspective of, hey, are you both working and having struggles with that and so forth and so on. Your content, the marketing that you're putting out there is going to get stronger the more you niche down because you're going to understand those needs in a much more intimate and deep way than you ever could if your audience is too broad. So let's keep going with this example. So you are a relationship coach for people in the United States where both people are working. Okay, but that's still pretty broad, right? The challenges that those folks have are going to be pretty broad. What if we said with kids? What if we said with kids who aren't in school yet, right? Who need daycare all day long? Boy, that is a for somebody who's done it, right? And out there, give me a wave out there if anybody has gone through that. That's a tough time. Now the amount of content that you can talk about gets bigger. It feels strange because your audience got smaller, but the types of things you can talk about that are really going to connect with them get bigger. So now let's say you can talk about how to juggle two careers when you have kids who are still at home and you're struggling to, and daycare ends at 5 o'clock. Great topic. You could never have done that topic, or it wouldn't have made as much sense if you're trying to talk to all couples everywhere in the world, right? But by creating a niche that is working parents, right? Couple where both is working, their parents and their kids are young. Now you have a whole bunch of new content that's targeted just at those folks. So when they see it, they're going to go, oh, I feel seen. And again, the best marketing takes people on a journey from where they are now to where they want to be. But you have to have a level of specificity about the challenges that they're having right now in order for you to really be engaged with them and really in order for them to really want to buy from you. So you need to niche down in order to really understand your audience. Think about it another way. Let's say, when I went to high school, I think there were 350 people in my class. It's impossible for me to be friends with 350 people in my class. Maybe somebody can do it. I couldn't do it. But it's impossible for you to know the needs and the cares and the desires and of every single person in my class, in my high school class. Think about your high school class that way. Even if you have 30 people, it's hard to really understand what makes all of them tick. Then decide what products am I going to sell to them and how am I going to speak to them in a way that is impactful and meaningful for them? Because remember, people see 10,000 marketing messages a day. You have to make sure that yours hits whatever challenge they're having right now. So if I'm trying to find a challenge that meets all 350 people, the chances of me really making that happen are going to be small. But if I pick a small group within my high school class, let's say it's jocks with shin splints or something. Now I've got 10 people. I've got a clear solution for them. I know exactly what to talk to them about. And my chances of getting sales from those 10 people are significantly higher than if I gave the same marketing message to all 350, right? Those folks are probably, most of them aren't going to listen to me. So you want to niche down. I hope that makes sense because, again, you're going to understand your audience better. So you're going to be able to talk to them in a way that engages them and gets them to buy your product. The second reason why is as you scale in your business and you need to go from a place of being a solopreneur, right, to really starting to outsource things, particularly your marketing or really anything, you need to create systems that are repeatable. So you need to create some processes, some systems, some messages, some product lines that you can put on rinse and repeat. Because if you can't do that, it's going to be very difficult for you to outsource. One of the best things about being an early stage entrepreneur is you have the ability to let me try this. Let me try that. I'm going to go, create a product for this person, or I can go, talk to this group of people or this group of people, and you're just trying to get in front of as many people as possible. But as you're scaling, as you're trying to get to multiple six figures, that starts to break down because your time starts to break down. So if you don't have a niche, it's going to be very difficult for you to have systems that are repeatable that you can then outsource in order for you to continue to make the more strategic decisions in the business. By niching down, really understanding your audience, getting a sense of exactly how to talk to them and exactly the product lines that are going to work for them, you are going to be able to outsource some of those things much more easily. And you're going to be able to anticipate the needs of your audience in a way that they never could before. And that's something that's super, super fascinating, especially if you're able to create your own products and services. So, 3 reasons to niche. One is you're going to know them so well that you can speak to them in a way that is exactly what they need to hear right now in order to convert to a customer. The second thing is you're going to be able to create repeatable systems that you can utilize to outsource things so you can start getting to those, multiple six-figure levels and up to your seven-figure level. And the third thing is you're going to be able to understand your market so well that you'll be able to create products and services that they don't even know that they need yet. And you'll be able to grow the product portfolio of that audience in a way that brings you even more and more revenue. So I hope that was helpful and interesting. Put me a note below. Let me know any challenges that you have from a niching perspective. And I see somebody wrote to me, actually, I'm going to answer this. What's the biggest successful way to reach out to potential clients? Boy, that is a loaded question. And there's a huge answer to that. The best way to reach out to your existing clients varies by who your clients are, what your product offering is, right? For some people, the best way to reach out to their target audience is to put their stuff on Amazon, right? Utilize Amazon search engine to get their product in front of their target audience. For somebody like me, where my target audience is other business owners, the best thing for me to do to get in front of my target audience is go to where business owners are, right? I go to business networking meetings. I hang out on business chat board, chats on Facebook, those types of things. So it really depends on your business, who you talk to, and what your product offering is. And that's one of the reasons why I do primarily one-on-one coaching with folks, because every business is unique and your business model needs to be as unique as you are. So, and as unique as your business is and your niche is, because until you really understand your niche and who you're going to be talking to, you're not able to evaluate where they are now and what they need to know. Where are they now? Where do they want to be? And where do they hang out to get information? So all those things you need to really sort of go through the marketing planning process with a professional like me to say, okay, how do I think through all of those pieces so that the activities you're doing are the best and the most strategic? Because one of the things that happens is a lot of people will, I can answer that question and say, social media, right? And then you go and create a bunch of social media that's not going to do anything because your target audience isn't on social media, let's say, right? So you really want to identify exactly where to find your target audience. I see so many entrepreneurs and it drives me crazy, not because of the entrepreneur. It's not the entrepreneur's fault, but I see so many people who are like, oh, okay, I need to go do social ads. Like I just started my business. I need to go do social ads. And they hire an agency and they spend, $10,000 and they get nothing. And a lot of it is because of exactly what we're talking about here is you really need to understand your niche. You need to understand where are they now and where do they want to be so that you can put the most compelling message in front of them. So it's real important to have a strategic marketing plan from the very beginning, but certainly as you're getting to these tipping points of wanting to scale, having a very specific marketing plan will save you so much money. I promise you, I see entrepreneurs spending tens of thousands of dollars every single day that they do not need to be spending. I saved one of my clients a couple $100 this week just in one quick conversation. But I think probably I had 2 clients do that. I think I saved over to $1,000 in my clients per month, which more than pays for me. Right? Just by saying, you don't need this system. You don't need that. Why we don't need to be doing these things because that's not where we find your target audience. So I hope that was helpful. I can't see, need to Target. Yes, I agree. Thanks. Yes, that what I was looking for. Okay, good. Thank you. I'm so glad that I was able to help you. Thank you. I'm so glad that you found the good tips. And if you guys have any questions, leave me a comment below. Send me a direct message. Again, I do one-on-one coaching with folks to help them to create their strategic marketing plan and then walk alongside them while they execute that, either helping them to create content or co-creating content with them or just coaching them along the way. And then I also have a really great mastermind coming up. If you're looking to grow, to your first 6 figures, maybe you're almost ready to get to your next, multiple 6 figures, it's a great class for you. We will talk a little bit about niching, but mostly we're going to talk about the 4 low-cost ways to drive your business at the lowest possible cost. So head over to my website if you're interested in either of those. It's dd.marketing, DIDI.marketing, or just send me a direct message. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.